Off camera, the Barbies are brainwashed by the Kens, and it only takes them within a day to do that. Seems like pretty good evidence that the Barbies are pretty gullible. What did I think about Barbie? Just asking that question feels silly.
That is so silly.
Because they make cartoons of Barbie that come out for kids, right? But they made a film here that is more geared towards an older adult audience.
That's right.
The film is PG-13. It has references of genitalia.
I do not have a vagina, and he does not have a penis.
Oh my God!
Politics, extreme feminism. The adult subject matter that's in this film obviously is not going to appeal to kids. When I was in the theater, the only people that were in the theater were mothers with their 7-year-old daughters. I could hear from behind the kids kind of chattering occasionally, completely bored with what was going on. It wasn't engaging them. The mothers had to hush them a little bit. Women are going to see this film, and that's fine. The movie's making a shit ton of money. Wow.
The Barbie movie has officially become the year's biggest box office hit. Its big screen earnings raking in more than $1 billion globally.
The thing is, the problem that I have with Barbie, it sounds silly.
Enough of the silliness.
The movie takes itself seriously, majoritively speaking. So it's not out of line for people to interpret and review it seriously. This bullshit that people are gaslighting men or a side of conservatives, etc., to say that they're overreacting or that they shouldn't be commenting on the film. This has happened to me on a couple comments online.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about Barbie. It wasn't made for him.
Why do you care? It's just a Barbie movie, right? It's not just a Barbie movie. You want to know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It is a female supremacy fantasy trip. That's what it is, okay? The movie subjugates men, the Kens, throughout the entire film. You have the Kens in the middle of the movie that establish a patriarchy, which, by the way, is never shown. Let's just point that out. And apparently it happens within less than a day. That Ken goes and brainwashes all the women. Yet we don't get to see any of that happen. How did he do it? Did he brainwash them? We don't know, because with these filmmakers, it's tell, don't show. Some films are appropriate to tell and don't show. Dialogue-driven films, character-driven films, yeah. But when you have something as a visual feast as this, where they're actually shooting on real sets, which is, these are the two positives that I have about the film. The practical sets that they built for Barbie Land look like classic Hollywood. They accomplished that terrifically well. And it's really cool to see that. And it looks like you're in an actual commercial from the 90s for a toy set. Really well done. And then the top of the heap, Ryan Gosling is the best part of the film. You've never seen him in a character like this where he just goes, he commits all the way to being silly. And it's entertaining.
Excuse me, sir, do you have the time?
You respect me.
Sorry, no, do you know what time it is?
No, I do not.
He's been lampooned in the past for being too stoic in his work.
Welcome to Ryan Gosling's acting range.
And even though I love his acting choices, parody is still fun. In Barbie, he gives a full plate of emotions. By the way, if I had qualms about people making fun of masculinity and men, then I wouldn't find that funny. I wouldn't find his performance funny. But it actually is a parody of men's routines, their likes and dislikes, etc. And it's funny, okay? The problem with the film is that it is a feminist propaganda fantasy trip. They say the word patriarchy just over a dozen times. Never do they utter once matriarchy, which is what Barbie Land is. Kens don't even have places of residence.
Where do the Kens stay?
I don't know.
They treat the Kens like they're dimwits, they're subjugated. It's condescending.
You can go now.
I thought I might stay over tonight.
Why?
Because we're girlfriend-boyfriend.
I don't want you here.
That's her. Who? The bitch!
People that interpret the film as not being about neo-feminism are incorrect.
It's not even particularly ambiguous that Barbie is a conservative movie.
Wrong-o.
By the way, off camera, the Barbies are brainwashed by the Kens, and it only takes them within a day to do that. Seems like pretty good evidence that the Barbies are pretty gullible. What's that say about the film's view on women? I didn't make it. Another ironic thing is that Ryan Gosling, a man, is the one that steals the movie. A movie called Barbie. It's supposed to be about a woman. Margot Robbie's okay. Her role is not written well enough for her to be doing a lot of notable things. Ryan Gosling is the best thing about the film, and that's just hands down. The movie is about matriarchal supremacy. You have at the very end, one of the Kens asks the president if he could have a position, and she denies him with utter disdain for him.
Please may the Kens have one Supreme Court justice.
Oh, I can't do that. But maybe a lower circuit court judgeship.
We accept, as long as we can wear robes.
Maybe if you're lucky and we have mercy on you, you can go up the ladder. The mistake that this movie makes is that it's not about the discovery of an egalitarian society. The lesson that each side should have learned, both with Barbies and Kens, is that they need each other to work together. Not that one is superior than the other. Each brings something to the table that is special unto themselves. And this film fucked that up. Instead of embracing that theme, Gerwig would rather indulge in the cringiest marathon monologue via the topic, "Woe is me and every other woman."
It is literally impossible to be a woman.
You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood, but always stand out. It's too hard. It's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And
Other woman tie herself into knots so that—
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
The thesis statement of this movie is that women are morally superior and better than men, while men are lazy, sexually inappropriate, that reap unjustly from other people's successes and only help men. The irony is that there is evidence within the pop culture that is patently false. The mere fact that 50 Shades of Grey became a worldwide success was not because of men, ladies. It was because of you, ladies. And a movie about BDSM, a man who beats his girlfriend. Go ahead and continue with your contradictions. There are moments in the film that are quite confusing and vague and are not explained. How is it that in the real world, on Mattel's semi-truck in their warehouses, they already have developed the Mojo Dojo Casa house of Ken's? The graphic design advertisement is already placed on a truck and they're already shipping out units that are created. Is Barbie Land queuing the real world instantly to create products? Or is it the other way around? This is completely unexplained and confusing. Another question I have is, who made did Mattel make Barbie Land? Did they discover magic, or is it a magical company? Did Ruth, the founder, find Barbie Land and then create the dolls there afterwards in the real world? All of these things are not explained. I know it's kind of ridiculous questioning all this stuff, but look, there needs to be a logic within the rules of a world, even if it's magical. You still have to have rules. These are essential to storytelling. So when you have a situation like this where the conceit of things are confusing, unexplained, then it's a mess. Then you just walk away feeling confused. You need to have rules. You need to have it well written. And it's not. Another thing that's baffling to me is that Barbie Land has an obese Barbie. It also has a trans Barbie. So was the trans Barbie previously a Ken that decided to be a Barbie? Okay. It's a magical world. Wouldn't that be unnecessary? Also having an obese Barbie? Why would she be obese? It wouldn't be possible to be obese because they're not even eating and drinking real... It's like that scene from Hook. They're eating fake food, but their imagination fills them up. So does the obese Barbie have an overabundance of imagination? Is that what they're saying? The discovery of Barbie finding out that she has cellulite is contradictory and diminished because it already existed anyway. Also, the trans Barbie is the doctor. When Margot Robbie reveals that her feet have become flat, the trans doctor Barbie erupts in a shocked reaction, which is very inappropriate for a doctor to act that way. What's most distracting is that the groans are not womanly. They're very much of a masculine tonality.
That was a guy.
I don't need to know that.
The script was going on a track that I thought was leading to a good place, in which the film should have been about the discovery of death. A figure in a magical land who is ultimately going to live forever discovers mortality. And it should have been as simple as that. With the connection that she has to America Ferrera, who is, for some reason, this is another vague thing, is her drawing sad Barbie or whatever, depressed Barbie, reflects onto Margot Robbie's, and it somehow affects her thinking. So she doesn't have free will, apparently. She can be influenced by someone in the real world. Is every other doll counterpart in the real world for everyone at Barbie Land? Nobody else is depressed? No kid is ever sad? If the feelings of their human out in the real world are imbalanced, shouldn't they be affecting everyone else in Barbie Land all the time? So the rules of the movie are not consistent, so therefore, another example of why it's not well written. The film is a letdown for me. It's not like I was going into it with, oh my god, I'm so excited for Barbie. Huh. The draw for me is Ryan Gosling. I mean, yeah, I'm a fan of his. And he shows up in this film. I would see a spin-off movie called Kendom, or Ken, as long as the film doesn't have female supremacy propaganda. Yeah, I'd see it. Anyway, catch you next time, guys.